He had a whole other family, another woman, another home, another life. And every single night, he came home to me, kissed me on the cheek, sat down at our dinner table and smiled like everything was perfectly fine. For 4 years, I had no idea. But the moment I found out, I made sure he lost everything. My name is Lauren. I'm 34 years old. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I met Daniel when I was 27. He was charming, funny, successful. He worked in corporate finance, long hours, frequent business trips, always on his phone. I thought that was just who he was. A hardworking man building a future for us. We got married after 2 years of dating. It was a beautiful wedding. 200 guests. White roses everywhere. He cried when he saw me walk down the aisle. I thought, those were tears of love. Looking back now, I wonder what he was actually thinking in that moment. Our life together looked perfect from the outside. Nice house in the suburbs. 2 dogs. Date nights every Friday. Family vacations twice a year. I was happy, or at least, I thought I was happy. Because I didn't know yet that the man sleeping next to me every night was living a completely different life every time he walked out that front door. There were signs. There are always signs. I just didn't want to see them. His phone was always face down, always on silent. He said it was a work habit. He started going to the gym at 6 a.m. on Saturdays. Except he never came home sweaty. He always came home showered. His business trips got longer. 3 days became 5 days. 5 days became a week. He always had a reason. Once, I found a receipt in his jacket pocket. A restaurant I didn't recognize. For 2 people. Wine. Dessert. A romantic dinner. He told me. It was a client dinner. He looked me straight in the eyes and said it without even blinking. I believed him. Another time I noticed a name saved in his phone. Just the letter K, no last name. Just K, when I asked. He said it was a colleague named Kevin. I believed. That too, I believed everything. Because when you love someone, you choose to see what you want to see. And I wanted so badly to see a good man. It was a Tuesday afternoon in March. Daniel was on a business trip, or so I thought. I was cleaning out the home office when I found a folder tucked behind some old tax documents at the back of the drawer. Inside was a lease agreement for an apartment in a neighborhood 20 minutes from our house. His name was on it. I stood there for a long time just staring at it. My brain kept trying to find a logical explanation. Maybe it was an old document. Maybe it was an investment property he forgot to mention. Then I found the photos. Printed photographs of Daniel with a woman and a little girl, maybe 3 years old, sitting on his lap, laughing, calling him daddy. The little girl had his eyes. My legs gave out. I sat down on the floor right there and I couldn't move for what felt like an hour. For years of marriage. For years of trust. For years of building a life together. And he had another one running at the same time. I didn't call him. I didn't text him. I didn't cry to my friends or post anything online. I sat in silence for 3 days. I took photographs of every document. The lease, the photos, everything. I called a lawyer. Then I waited. When Daniel came home from his so-called business trip, I had dinner ready on the table. Candles lit. Everything normal. He walked in, smiled, said something smells amazing. I smiled back. We ate dinner. We talked about his trip. He lied to my face for 45 more minutes. Then I put a printed copy of the lease agreement on the table in front of him, and I watched the color drain from his face. He tried to explain. He tried to say it wasn't what it looked like. He actually reached across the table and grabbed my hand. I pulled my hand away. I said I already spoke to a lawyer. You have until Friday to find somewhere to stay. That somewhere I already know where it is. The divorce took 8 months. Because of the evidence I had collected and because of certain financial decisions Daniel had made using our joint accounts to fund his other life, my lawyer made sure the settlement was very much in my favor. The house is mine, the dogs are mine. And every single person in our social circle, his colleagues, his friends, even his own family, found out exactly why. Not because I made a scene, not because I posted anything online, but because the truth has a way of traveling on its own. The woman he was with, she found out about me the same week he moved out. Apparently, he had been lying to her too, telling her he was single, that he traveled for work. She left him within a month. Last I heard, Daniel is renting a studio apartment on his own. No wife, no other family, nothing. He built 2 lives, and ended up with none. People ask me if I'm okay. And honestly, yes, more than okay. Because the version of me that existed before that Tuesday in March, she was living a lie without even knowing it. She was pouring love into someone who had never chosen her fully. The version of me now, she knows exactly who she is. She knows her worth. And she will never again ignore the signs that her gut is trying to show her. If you are sitting somewhere right now with that feeling in your stomach, that quiet whisper telling you something is wrong, please listen to it. Document everything. Trust yourself. And know that whatever is on the other side of the truth, no matter how painful, is better than living inside a beautiful lie. If someone you know needs to hear this story today, share it with them. And if you have ever been through something like this, drop it in the comments below. You are not alone. And your story deserves to be heard. New stories every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This is Broken Payback. And justice always finds its way.